Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to the party. A little bit about me. My name is Adeze. I'm 19. I'm Nigerian. I'm Igbo. I'm from London and I'm studying in Italy. So today's video is going to be about skincare, my skincare journey, etc, etc. I know that some people watching this, you might not know me, or you might just not care about my journey. So you can skip ahead to the part where I talk about what I actually did and my tips and advice and stuff. But just a little backstory. I've had acne or like problematic skin since I was like 10 years old, and I'm 19 now. I'm going to be 20 in a few months. So it's been about a decade. It's been difficult. I have anxiety anyway, but acne definitely made that worse, to the point where I found it really hard to make eye contact with people a lot. I mean, if you met me between the ages of 11 and like 15, 16, you probably would have thought that I was like really shy, really anxious, really awkward, because I was, but acne made it worse because like on top of it, I felt ugly, I felt, you know, sob story, blah, 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 blah. Let me take off my glasses because, yeah, you need to see my face properly. I tried everything. Obviously, I went to the GP, you know, they told me, take this antibiotic, put this on your face. I was going to the GP for years and trying all these different things. Nothing was working. It'll work for a bit and then it will stop working. You know how it goes. If you've been through this, you know how it goes. So I've been through a lot, do you know what I mean? I've been through a lot. I've put all kinds of food on my face. Ketchup, I be potato, I be cucumber, I put everything on my face, innit? You get me? Like, anything you can think of, all the remedies you can think of, lemons. I even put garlic one time, but you should never do that. Anything you can think of, I've tried it. And then like on top of it, you know, you have people giving you unsolicited advice. Like I had an auntie tell me that I should try putting a bleaching cream on my face and it'll get rid of my acne. Like, the times I've cried because I just felt so ugly, the times I've not wanted to leave the house. You know when you go on the top deck of the double-decker buses in London and then you're coming down, and when the bus is packed, everyone can see you as you're going down the stairs. I used to dread that. Like, it was so bad at one point that I would literally not get off at my bus stop because the bus was too packed. So I would just stay on the bus until the bus emptied a bit, and then I'll get off later because I didn't want to go through the anxiety of everyone seeing my face. Like, at a point, my face was probably like 80 to 90% just spots, just acne. But enough of that. So what really worked for me, I think I was in year 11 and I heard about accutane, and I knew of 3 people who had tried it and it worked really well for them. They had really bad acne and their skin cleared. So I was like, all these years I haven't heard of accutane. Do you know what I mean? Because by that point I was 16 and I'd had acne since I was like 10. So it'd been a while, do you know what I mean? So I was like, cool, I'm going to try this, innit? So I went to the GP, he referred me to a dermatologist, and then I started taking the accutane. It was a bit of a long process. I don't know how it works in other countries or in other parts of the UK, but from my hospital, they just assessed my skin and they decided whether or not they wanted to do it. I mean, my skin was really bad, so, you know, they had to help me in it. So they decided to help me, and then they made me get a blood test, and they made me do a pregnancy test. So they did a pregnancy test on me. Yeah. So once they checked that was fine, because basically when you take Accutane, you can't be pregnant, you can't be trying to have babies. I don't even know if you're allowed to breastfeed on Accutane. It can be detrimental to the health of your child, basically. So they make you sign this thing to promise that if you're having sex, you're gonna use like 2 forms of protection, blah blah blah. And every time you come in for a prescription, they will do a pregnancy test and they'll make you sign something to promise, blah blah blah. And you could only pick up the prescription from the hospital, so it's not one of them ones where you can go to the chemist and pick it up. No, you have to go to the hospital to pick it up, and every single month you pick up your prescription for the month and they do the tests on you. And yeah, so that's kind of how it went. I was on Accutane for about 4 months and my skin completely transformed. I'll insert pictures of before and after. My skin was smooth. Like, my skin right now, you know what I mean? Like, she's okay. She can get better. But back then, after I took Accutane, my skin was like, she was clear, do you know what I mean? For the first time in my life. I can't even put into words how it felt to finally have clear skin. Like, it was just so weird. It completely transformed me. I remember that was the summer of NCS and year 11 summer, you know, everyone's gassed, you know, we finished school, and it was just a really good summer because I felt so much more confident. So that's enough, you know, backstory, blah, 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 yeah, blah, 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 blah. I've made like notes and I'm just gonna go through my tips and the things that helped me. First thing, obviously Accutane. Accutane transformed my skin, like I said. However, there are side effects. Some people's side effects are worse than others. Like for some people, their whole skin is just dry, dry, dry. For me, it was my lips that were dry. My lips were dry. Like when I say dry, like they were so dry. Like literally, they used to be peeling off constantly. Like I would walk around like this. Like I wouldn't want to talk because my lips were so dry. Another side effect of Accutane is it can worsen your mental health. So if you have like suicidal ideation or depression or anything like that, it can make it worse. So that's something to be aware of. I don't really think I experienced that side effect. I feel like my mental health just stayed rubbish. Like it was rubbish and it just continued to be rubbish. It didn't get worse. Do you know what I mean? Accutane is really effective. The science behind it really is that it decreases the size of your sebum glands. So I think like it shrinks them, so it makes them produce less oil, obviously, because sebum oil, that's what it does, and that's what ultimately causes you to have clogged pores and acne. So I definitely can say for sure that Accutane changed my skin forever, because before Accutane I would say I had oily skin. That was my skin type. But after Accutane now, I feel like I have oily combination skin. Another thing to know about Accutane is that it might not be enough for you to just take one course, which was the case for me because my acne still came back when I was in year 12. So literally it lasted for like maybe 6-ish months or 8-ish months, and then it started to come back. However, after taking Accutane one time, I will say that my skin has never ever gone back to being as bad as it was before. Like it's been bad, but it's never gone back to being that bad. Do you know what I'm saying? So it will change your skin, but do bear in mind that you might have to do it 2, 3, 4 times. For me personally, the reason why I didn't do it 4 times, why didn't I do it multiple times? I think I couldn't be bothered. I can't remember. Oh yeah, basically, so I went to the GP and I was like, can I do it again? And then he looked at my record, and because my mental health was done out here, he was like, no, sorry sweetie, like no, we can't let you do that. So that's something to keep in mind as well. If you're in therapy, on NHS therapy, or taking antidepressants or anything like that, they may decide not to let you take it. But yeah, it was really effective. I just didn't really like the side effects of the lip thing, but it's probably the most effective thing I've ever done, and it was like a drastic change. So if you want to go down that route, go down that route, but for different reasons you might not be able to. Maybe you're pregnant, or you're trying to get pregnant, or you're breastfeeding, or whatever. But yeah, that's Accutane for you. Next on the list is determining your skin type and what type of acne you have, how severe it is. I didn't really understand skin types and what different skin types need. If you have dry skin, you might need more hydration, but at the same time, don't overdo anything, because something that I learned along the way is that when you try to dry out your oily skin because you think it's too oily and that's what will work, what actually happens is your skin is like, oh, so it's like that. Then it starts making more oil to compensate for all the oil that you're taking away. So that's something that's important to know. Determining your skin type really is the first and like probably most crucial step in understanding your skin and therefore establishing what's going to work for your skin. The next thing on my list is to identify any hormonal issues or dietary issues. So for me personally, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovaries in, I can't remember when it was, but it was in 6th form. And yeah, like I had it all my life, obviously, and I didn't know. And one of the symptoms of polycystic ovaries is acne. Like a lot of people with polycystic ovaries have acne. Do you know what I mean? So it really started to make a lot of things make sense. When I found out, it just kind of made it easier to understand my body and why things work a certain way. So yeah, because hormonal acne is different to other types of acne. Some acne is brought on by your diet or by changing environment or by the products you're using, and some people, their acne is hormonal, and it can be exacerbated by, you know, other environmental factors, but ultimately it's hormonal, and that's the case for me. And dietary issues, you know, sometimes it's literally as simple as changing up your diet. I know there's so many people who go, oh my god, I just drink water and then my skin just cleared up. Like, oh my god, I just drink water. I'm not saying that that's the case, but drinking water, I feel like it solves basically 90% of problems in the world. Like, if you just drink water, you will see changes. Do you know what I mean? So make sure you are drinking water. I think the recommended is like at least 2 liters a day. Diet as well. I mean, if you live on McDonald's and Fanta and pizza and that's all you eat every day, why would your skin be good? Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously there's other factors that affect it, yes, because if your acne is hormonal, then maybe it's out of your control or whatever. But start from the things that you can control, do you know what I mean? The things that you can easily change up. I mean, there's people I know of who literally change their diet and their acne goes. Do you know what I mean? That could be the case for you. It wasn't the case for me, but it could be the case for you. So the next thing is do your research. I feel like there is just so much information out there about acne. It can be really overwhelming, but for me, the way I learn is by like just immersing myself in the information, taking in information from different sources, and then seeing what works for me. One website that I love to look at is acne.org. So whenever I want to try a new product, I will go on acne.org and I'll see what people have to say about it. Next point is be consistent. Consistency in anything is key. You have to be consistent with your skincare routine. Like, you can't be, you know, trying something and then after a week you're like, oh, didn't work, damn. No, that's not how it works. I think cell turnover time is about 28 days. That's like a month. So it takes 28 days for you to see the effects of something that you're doing on your skin. Do you know what I mean? So you can't give up after a week. You have to be consistent. Don't be doing hopscotch, hopping between and putting your skin through different products all the time. You need to stay consistent. This step is probably the most important thing. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Don't pick your skin. Don't pick your pimple. Don't pop them. Don't pick at your scabs. And really and truly, I am preaching to the choir. Like, I'm talking to myself here because for me, that was like one of the biggest issues that I had. Like, I was always touching my skin, always picking, popping. Like, I will pick at it until it is done out here, like until it's bleeding. Do you know what I mean? I think partly because of anxiety, like it was just a go-to to always like pick at my skin. You can see like I don't even have any active acne, but you can see I have discoloration and I'm trying to get rid of it, but it would be easier to get rid of it if I hadn't picked at it. Anything that you can do to help you not pick at it, whether that's cutting your nails or I don't know, anything, just don't do it. Don't do it. Double cleansing. Double cleansing is really, really important, especially if you wear makeup, especially if you had a long day. Using one cleanser more time is not enough, because you know when you have those cotton pad thingies and you wipe your skin with your cleanser, you'll still be seeing dirt on it because it's so hard to get all the dirt off. So it's really important to wash your skin twice if you can. The first step to getting clear skin is making sure your skin is clean. Do you know what I'm saying? Is the 90-second rule. So the 90-second rule basically means when you're cleansing your skin, you should do it for 90 seconds. So something I saw on Twitter is that you should sing the theme tune of Fresh Prince, and that is like roughly 90 seconds. So while you're doing it, just be singing it, and voila. Because a lot of us, like, we just wash our face, we just go done. And then we're like, why is it not working? But you're not actually putting in the elbow grease that you need to actually get it done. And trust me, it works. Like, when I started doing 90-second rule on my forehead transformed. Like, it transformed. The next thing on my list is to change your pillowcases. This is, a lot of people say this all the time, but seriously, you need to change your pillowcase. Like, for me personally, I try to change my pillowcase every 2-3 days, but I ain't here to play. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been through too much with my skin, so I don't want to risk a breakout. Deep it, you're sleeping on that bacteria, and you're just, every day you're lying on that bacteria. You know? Washing your makeup brushes and beauty blenders. This one, again, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, if you're constantly using the same dirty beauty blender and makeup brushes, you're gonna be reintroducing bacteria to your face. Wash your makeup brushes and wash them with antibacterial soap. Again, I'm preaching to the choir because have I washed my makeup brushes? No, but it's really important, especially if you wear makeup like every day. It's really important to do it. Like, this step changed my life. SPF, you have to wear it. You have to. Like, I was one of those people who used to think, I'm black, like, I don't need to wear SPF, like, melanin on fleek. Do you know what I mean? I used to think that, but no. Everyone needs to wear SPF because UV rays, that is what causes damage to your skin. Do you know what I mean? When you go outside, it penetrates and they age your skin. Do you know what I mean? They cause premature aging and they worsen your hyperpigmentation. So if you're like me and you have like dark marks and whatnot on your skin and you go outside in the sun with no protection, you're going to worsen the hyperpigmentation. It's going to darken it. And you're doing all this work, you're using all these scrubs, all these cleansers, all these toners, and nothing's changing. It's because you're not wearing SPF. You need to wear it. There's so many SPFs on the market. I'll link down some highly recommended ones down below. SPF will change your life. So those are like my tips, because there's so many videos on the internet. People will say, I use black soap and it worked for me. I put lemons on my face and it worked for me. When you realize that everyone's skin is different and not everything that works for other people is going to work for you, that's when you understand that it's best to just know your skin and then choose products based on that and build your own skincare routine by understanding your skin. It's important to phase in new products one by one, in my opinion, because when you phase in multiple products at once, you don't know what's working and what's not working and what is unnecessary and what's necessary. So don't overcomplicate things. Just take your time, try products one by one and see what works for you, and then that's how you gradually, just slowly form your own. So products that I use, this is what I use currently. It probably will change. This is just what's working for me now. So this is what I cleanse with. This is the simple, refreshing facial wash, kind to skin. It's literally the most basic facial wash ever. Yeah, it says 100% soap free. It doesn't have any soap in it. So I just use that to wash my face, literally. I just wanted something simple and gentle because my skin can be quite sensitive. And then I use the Neutrogena Visibly Clear Spot Proofing 2-in-1 Wash Mask. I've been using this since sixth form, but I really like this. It has salicylic acid in it and I've seen that it 100% works for me. Yeah, like it's reduced my breakouts, like it calms my pimples down. It just works, do you know what I mean? I also use this AHA 30% plus BHA 2% peeling solution from The Ordinary. You've probably seen it on the internet, like people putting this red stuff on their face. That's this. The first time I tried this, I tried to put it on my face with nothing, like I just put it on my face and I literally screamed. I was like, ah, because it stung. Like, and the thing is, I have a high pain tolerance, but I couldn't bear this. I had to take it off. I had to wash it off immediately. But what I do now is I would take like a bit of this, squeeze it on the back of my hand, and then mix in some of this, like 2 drops of this, maybe 3 if I'm feeling a bit, you know, and then mix it and then apply it on my face and then leave it on for like 5-10 minutes. This is just what I do, but it works for me. Like, I genuinely feel there's a visible difference and a like physical difference as well. Like, I feel like it has helped to slightly reduce the texture of my skin, and I feel like it brightens my skin and I see my hyperpigmentation has gone down. This is the glycolic acid 7% toning solution from The Ordinary, and I use this to tone. I put it on like a cotton pad and then I just wipe it over my skin once I finish washing and doing my masks and stuff. And some people say that they don't think this does anything, but I think it does. I feel like I see a difference in my hyperpigmentation. So yeah, I use this as my toner, but obviously there's other toners on the market. Another mask that I like to do is this L'Oreal Pure Clay Detox Mask. I feel like it does what it says. It detoxes my skin, especially if you had a long week, you know, you live in a city with loads of fumes and gases. I like to use it like maybe once a week, definitely not every day because it's a bit drying. I also use The Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid 2% plus B5. Not gonna lie, before this I was just using the hyaluronic acid. I didn't know that I ordered the one with B5 in it. I kind of prefer the texture of the normal hyaluronic acid because it's like silky. This is more liquidy, but I don't know. It kind of feels like it does the same thing. I don't know what the B5 does. I was looking it up. Apparently it has the same kind of properties as hyaluronic acid, so it draws moisture and it keeps your face hydrated. But yeah, hyaluronic acid has changed my life. I feel like my skin glows differently now. Like my skin didn't really used to glow. I feel like it used to be quite dull, but this has changed my life. It even changes the way my makeup looks as well. Like it makes you glow. And I used to think that I didn't need it because I had oily skin, but I needed it. Like if your skin is really dry, especially in the winter, and you're wondering why, and you need something that will help with that, hyaluronic acid is a good one. And I also use shea butter. This one is from, I can't say that, Naissance, I don't know how you say it, but I got it on Amazon. It's meant to be raw, unrefined shea butter. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you use shea butter, that's mad, but it works for me. Yeah, it works for me. I don't use Bare, but I use it because it just makes my face like glow and smooth, and it's also really good for getting rid of blemishes and hyperpigmentation. It's non-comedogenic. It's not like coconut oil that is comedogenic, so that will clog up your pores. Shea butter doesn't do that. I also use this sometimes. I've just started using it. This is the Vitamin E Skincare All Over Body Cream from Superdrug. This is cheap and cheerful, and I really like it. I feel like it gives me a glow. People who've seen me in real life have commented on my skin since I started using this, and I feel like it's really helping with my blemishes as well. I don't know, maybe it's the vitamin E. It's high in antioxidants and it defends the skin from environmental damage, which is good. Obviously living in London and then living in Rome, they're both quite polluted cities, so I really like using this, and it's really, really moisturizing as well. Just makes you glow, you know. Those are the products that I use. That's what's working for me now. I want this to be like an ongoing kind of dialogue, kind of journey, and I'll show you guys how things go. I'll let you know if anything changes. Obviously, I want my skin to get better than this. You know, still got a long way to go, but we move, and I'm proud of how far I've come. And I just want you to know that if you're watching this and you have acne, you know, and you feel insecure and stuff like that, like, you're definitely not alone. And you don't let it keep you up at night. Don't let it be, you know, the be all and end all. I don't know how to console or like what to say, but just know that you're not alone and you will get through it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you will get through it. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's so long. This video is so long, but it wasn't something that I could talk about really quickly. I hope to see you along my skincare journey, and thank you to everyone who's watching and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.